Good evening, YouTube, Facebook, hello. We're Monday night Palm Bay Yoga. So we're going to do a nice moon salute this evening. So a little active, but nothing crazy. Preparing us for winding down a little bit. We're gonna get started with some breath work. So getting grounded through the feet, keeping them hip width distance. Standing tall, imagining there's a string going from the top of your head all the way to the sky, a hand on the heart and a hand on the belly. Breathing in, inflating the belly, inflating the chest. Breathing out, feeling the chest fall and the belly fall. Almost a two-part breath. Breathing in, feeling the stomach expand. Breathing in a little more, getting the chest to expand, dropping those shoulders. And breathing out. We can close down the eyes if we like, or leave them open, whatever works for you. Feeling the earth beneath the feet and the wind all around us. This type of full body breathing is called complete yogic breath, or you can just call it deep abdominal breathing. Breathing in, inflating the belly, inflating the chest, exhaling and letting it all out. And Destiny, I have one for you today too. Do you want to learn the breath that my son does? Okay, so this is called balloon breath. So we're going to breathe in, let our balloon rise, stretch, 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 and pop! Let it go all out. Want to do it again? Breathing in, feeling the air go up, 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 letting our balloon rise, and pop! Let it all out. That one's balloon breath. That's my son's favorite yoga breath. So getting grounded again through the feet. We're going to, as we just breathe and let the breath come in and out, we're going to kind of ground through all four corners of the feet, which sounds a little weird, but we're going to lift our toes first, really feel our feet in the earth, and then we're going to set them down, and then gently as we breathe, maybe put a little bit of weight towards the front of the feet and the toes, and then coming around to the sides of the feet. I'm going clockwise and coming to the back. Trying to keep that body nice, long, and tall, just kind of rolling, playing with the weight on the edges of the feet. Maybe we find a focal point that isn't moving if we have balance troubles. And then maybe we take it around the other way, counterclockwise, just feeling the edges of the feet here. And the reason for grounding before practice is to get focused. And I heard this super great quote in a meditation I did over the weekend, and it was talking about how we anchor through the feet. The feet are our mooring point, which I liked because we go out on the boat all the time, and mooring is the definition of the word, is where you hook your boat up. But she also said it's our mooring port to keep us anchored to the earth, and I kind of pictured gravity, us flying away if we weren't anchored by gravity to the earth. But it also works for our mind. So that's a good reason to ground through the feet, maybe switching it back to clockwise if we want to. It's a good reason to ground through the feet at the beginning of a practice, or if we're just feeling like our day got out of control. Having the mind come back, feeling the support of the earth beneath us. Coming through stillness in the center. We're going to start with some joint warm-ups, getting stable through our feet. We're going to shift our weight into our right foot, and I'm mirroring, so if it looks a little weird, that's why. So shifting our weight into our right foot, lifting the left heel off the ground. Maybe we put our hands on our hips if we need a little bit of stability there. Maybe we find the non-moving focal point. And we're just going to take some ankle rolls, going clockwise counterclockwise, just loosening up the joints, getting that nice movement going. And going counterclockwise if we haven't already. I just immediately went there. And then switching over to the right foot, planting, grounding through the left, lifting the right heel, doing some clockwise ankle circles. And counterclockwise. And planting that foot, coming back over. We're kind of flip-flopping from right to left, kind of just working the mind a little bit, lifting the left foot. We're going to do some knee circles. So there's not a ton of flexibility laterally with the knee. It's kind of it's a hinge joint, so it mostly goes forward and back, but there is a little bit of give, and we're just going to soften that knee joint a little bit, taking some circles with the knee, clockwise and counterclockwise. They don't have to be big circles, whatever feels good to you. And then planting the left foot, coming over to the right, same thing. Doing our clockwise and our counterclockwise. You got it. When you're ready, set that foot down. We're going to come up into the wrists. Just giving our wrists some rolls out to the outside, into the inside, bringing it in. Bringing those good vibes our way. And we're going to get into our elbows. So this is going to look a little funny, but I want you to hold your arm out. So we're going to go left arm and take our right hand kind of at the, that's not the forearm, that is the upper arm. And just kind of see if you can feel the muscles move when we rotate the forearm around the axis of that elbow joint going clockwise. It's kind of an interesting feeling. Kind of gets you more in touch with how the body moves. And reversing circles going counterclockwise. And then switching sides, right arm out, left arm over. Getting a feel for it and going clockwise. And counterclockwise. Yes, the wind showed up at a perfect time, because when we got here to set up, it was like what I like to call ugly hot. So if we're new to Florida, this is normally what happens in August and September, not what happens in July or June. It's not even July. Going counterclockwise if we haven't already. Coming back through center, we're going to take some shoulder rolls. So rolling the shoulders back, just kind of feeling how that feels in the shoulder joints, plugging them into their sockets. Reversing circles whenever you feel like it. I kind of like go back and forth in between forward and backward, just feeling the feels. And if you'd like to, if you have lots of mobility in that shoulder joint, we'll take some arm circles. So breathing in, left arm up high and overhead. Exhale, send it around back. Going forward with the arm. And backward with the arm. I can start feeling that. I've done a lot of upper body recently. Remembering to breathe while we're doing it, just enjoying the stretch. And when we're ready, we're going to switch over to the right side. So going forward, up and back. This is my cranky arm, so I don't always do a full circle. Sometimes if you have snap, crackle, pops, like I'll put my hand back there to make sure I'm mindful. I don't know what I did to this shoulder. I'm pretty sure I came off a horse when I was in high school and that's what did it. But whatever the injury, always being mindful and listening to the body. And then maybe reversing, going backwards. There we go, that feels good. It's nice and lubricated now. And coming back through stillness, working our way up into the neck. This one I totally stole from my son's workout video. We're gonna look left out over the left shoulder. And right. Kind of just seeing how that feels in the neck. Maybe we slept wrong last night and this is feeling a little tight. Just moving how the body wants to move. Moving left and right. And when we're ready to come back to center, we're going to do up and down. So looking up, getting a stretch in the neck, smile. Exhale, chin to chest, looking down. This is where I always feel it. Looking up and looking down. We don't realize we hold a lot of tension in that jaw throughout the day. Breathing in. As we look up this next time, give a big smile and feel how this changes the stretch if we're smiling versus not smiling. Just really getting into that jaw. Exhaling, tucking chin to chest, feeling the stretch in the back of that neck. While we're down there, maybe we rock the nose to the right shoulder and rock the nose to the left shoulder. Really waking up the cervical spine. Coming back through center when we're ready. We're going to breathe in, put a bend in the knees. Inhale, arms up high and overhead. Exhale, and we're going to take a forward fold, coming down only as far as is comfortable. If we get a little dizzy, Danielle, you may want blocks. If you have the flexibility, putting a micro bend in the knees always, but if you have the flexibility, reaching for the earth. If we need to reach for our shins or the back of our legs, that's also okay. Perfect. Taking a moment to just breathe and feel the stretch in the back of the legs, because we're going to use our legs a lot tonight. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in that earth energy on the inhale, drawing those shoulders away from the ears, and exhaling, feeling our upper body hinging from the hips and softening towards the earth. And on our next inhale, we're going to slowly roll it up. Breathing in, engaging the legs, tilting the pelvis up, sending the tailbone down, coming all the way up to standing. Starting our moon salute flow, we're going to breathe in, bring the arms up high and overhead, reaching for the sky. And as we exhale, and feet can be hip width or a little wider, whatever you'd like here, we're going to tip the upper body over to the left. So hinging from the waist, keeping that right foot planted over there. Breathing in, seeing if we can feel that extension in the right side body here. If we can't, maybe we tuck the pelvis a little bit, make sure our tailbone is shooting down, and play with arm placement on that right arm. Whatever feels good. Inhale, coming back up through center. Exhale, sending it over to the right. Again, keeping that left foot planted as we reach, arms big and tall. And inhale up. And exhale over. Drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Inhaling and exhaling. So kind of just waving like a tree here, flowing with our breath. Inhaling, remember to keep that pelvis forward and those glutes engaged to help support your back. Inhaling up and exhaling over. and coming back through center. Exhale and forward fold again. Let the blood come back into those arms and those fingers. Maybe we grab opposite elbows here if you'd like, feeling how this changes the stretch and really kind of weights the upper body. Always remembering to lift the kneecaps, as they say, which is just taking a little bend in the knees and engaging those quads. And on the next inhale, we're going to come all the way up. Rolling the shoulders back when we get there. Bringing the feet as long as the mat, or as long as is comfortable to you. My feet do not reach all the way to the ends of this mat. Bringing the feet wide, lengthwise on the yoga mat or lengthwise on your yoga blankets, with the toes pointed outward, heels coming in. Finding a good spot here that is comfortable where you can still bend your knees. We're going to flow from 5-pointed star to goddess. So breathing in this position, sending the arms up and out to the side. We can bring them up. We can look up if we like, grounding through the toes and the feet. Exhale, and we're going to sink our hips down into goddess. So we're going to sink like we're backed up to a wall and we're sliding our back down to the wall. So our pelvis and our hips are going to stay forward as we do this. Chest is up. And exhale, release. Inhale, down. Tuck that pelvis. Exhale, releasing. One more time. Inhale, sink it down. Exhale, send the arms up. Fantastic. We're going to let the arms come down for a moment, resting on the hips, and we're going to rotate the feet. So going to the right foot forward. So we're going to shift over to the right, keeping that foot facing out. We're going to turn our back foot inward. So that would be your left foot inward at a 45-degree angle. Imagining that there is a line between from heel to heel here. And we're coming into warrior two. So putting a bend in the front knee, lifting through the hips, lifting through the pelvis, and when we're ready, sending the arms out to the side. Breathing in nice, long and tall, making sure looking out over the front arm, looking out over the back arm to see if our arms are even. Fantastic. Letting those shoulders come down and away from the ears. And then we're gonna inhale, drop the back hand, lift the front arm for reverse warrior. And exhale, we're gonna let the front arm come down the leg, straighten the front knee, send the hips back, coming into triangle pose. So we always want to keep a micro bend in the front knee. So just as straight as you can with a slight bend. We're going to take left arm down by right palm, and we're going to act like we're drawing back a bow and arrow. So breathing in, bringing that arm up, exhale, send it high, and you're in triangle. Keeping that spine nice and long here, opening the chest outward. Exhale, go ahead and rain that left hand down. Plant both hands, coming into runner's lunge. And this can be done with the back knee down or up. So whatever suits you today. This is knee up for runner's lunge. This is knee down. Whatever feels good. And trying to keep our upper body up off the front knee. So if that means knee down, then do knee down. If you've got that core and that glute strength to lift up off the knee, then do that. We just don't want to put too much pressure on that front knee and knock it out to the side. So breathing in, keeping that chest open, we're going to plant left palm, send right arm high to the sky, and do an external rotation here. Fantastic. Inhale, opening the chest. Exhale, plant right palm, switch it over to the left. This internal rotation might be a little harder here, so just be kind to yourself. If you need to drop the back knee, whatever feels good. Exhale, dropping, planting both hands to the earth. Everybody drop the back knee at this point. We're going to slowly rise up, bringing the arms up and overhead. Inhale, This is a humble warrior, I think. And then exhale, slight back bend if it feels good. If it doesn't, skip it. And exhale, rain the hands down to frame the front foot. Pick up the back knee. So we're still up here in our runner's lunge, but we're gonna straighten the front leg, walk the back leg just a little bit in. So we're coming back up towards the triangle here. So we're gonna pause while we're here. And the next pose is a balance pose, balancing half moon. So this is why I've got these blocks out here. So we're gonna start with blocks on this one. So we're gonna play, and let's see, Danielle, we're doing triangle to start with. We're gonna do balancing half moon. So you just stay in triangle and feel out placing that block at the front foot on the inside, and then just play with opening the chest. Or if you want to do head to knee and do a forward bend, you do that. Okay, so if we're with me for balancing half moon, we've got that leg straightened with a nice little micro bend. We've got the toes of the back foot turned in at a 45-degree angle. We're going to make sure we lock that right hip point back in its socket. Inhale and slowly lift off the back foot, sending that right arm out in front, placing a hand on the hip, rotate out. And it is okay to fall out. And if you like, place that block on the ground for balance and inhale the right arm to the sky. And it is okay to fall out. Yeah, this one's a challenging one. So practicing with our block. I almost did it easier without the block on the ground. So just play with coming in and out and seeing how that feels. Do you want a second block? Okay. There you go, nice. Just be careful. And you can always play with just staying right here with your block down, or right here without the block and hands on the knees. Whatever feels good. Seeing how open we can get. If you need to take a break, let that right foot rest. Do what you need to do. Hip back, rotate forward. Kind of like playing with gravity. Woo. And when we're ready, we're gonna step the feet wide again. I know you get a Charlie horse. Stepping the feet wide again, we're gonna do those star and goddesses. So toes out, heels in. Pelvis lifted, inhale, arms out to the side, exhale, sink into goddess. Inhale, coming up, awesome. Exhale, coming down. One more time, inhale, coming up, exhale, coming down. Fantastic. And then we come up and turn our feet for that other way, other side of warrior two. So this time left foot forward, right foot turns in. Stepping the feet, adjusting where we need to go. Taking a moment to get there. Letting the hip points shine outward. Sending the arms out to the side. Fantastic. Looking good. Keeping shoulders down and away from the ears, and energetically seeing if we can feel like we're gonna squeeze our thighs together and bring the mat up between our legs, like we're bunching it up. So really lift while we do it, while still keeping a bend in the front knee. Feeling that lift, making sure that front knee is tracking outwards. Inhale, lift left arm high, right arm back for a reverse warrior. And exhale, go ahead and rain left arm down, straighten left foot or left leg, coming down for the triangle pose. So we can turn that back foot in at our 45-degree angle here. Maybe we step it a little closer. If we have tight hips and we want to keep from rounding, maybe we shorten our stance a little bit. And when I say rounding, I mean like in the upper spine. So we don't want to be rounding to reach. We want to keep the spine long, hinging from the hips, coming down. Fantastic. And when you're ready, you can bring right arm high. Good. Inhaling, exhaling, trying to keep that front left leg straight, but listening to the body. And if we're way too tight here and we have to put a little bend in the front knee, that's fine. Breathing in and breathing out. We're gonna exhale. Go ahead and send right hand to the earth. The left hand comes high. We just got a reverse triangle there. We want to come to runner's lunge. So we're going to plant both hands, step the back foot back. So coming into runner's lunge with leg up or down. So planting the hands, framing that left front foot. Fantastic. Bringing the knee up or down, whatever feels good. Fantastic, everybody's there. Now we'll take that external rotation. So plant right hand, send left arm high. Inhale, squeeze those thighs together energetically in space without moving them. And that'll help you get that lift. Exhale, plant left hand, send right arm high. Remember, this one's a little difficult, so be kind to yourself. Woo, really opening in that shoulders. And exhale, rain both hands down. I'm gonna rotate. I just realized I'm totally mooning the camera. So coming back to this runner's lunge, we're going to drop the back knee, breathing in, lifting hands high. Coming into our nice little humble warrior here, making sure our knees stacked over our ankle. Dropping those shoulders away from the ears while we have our big strong arms. And then maybe we inhale, exhale, take a little back bend if it's in your practice. Squeezing those thighs together in space to keep our balance. Exhale, rain the hands down. And when we're ready, we'll go ahead and pop that back knee up, bringing it closer to our front foot, straightening out the front leg, coming back into the beginning of that triangle. So we're setting up for balancing half moon on this side. So sucking the left hip socket back and in, hinging forward at the waist. Sending our block, and remember you should keep a micro bend in the front leg at all times. If something doesn't feel good and it hurts, don't do it. So honor your body. Breathing in, inhale with block out. Exhale, lifting off the back foot and feeling this nice counterbalance. Maybe we place the block on the earth. Rotate that right hip out. Good, you got it. Inhale. Open, balancing half moon. And with time, we work to release the block. And when you're ready, you can keep playing if you want. I'm gonna try getting into it again. This is what I've been working on because I can do the warrior threes and the trees. This one gets me. I think because we rotate in space. Yeah, you can really feel it in the outside of the glutes there, and you'll probably feel it tomorrow a little bit. We're gonna stretch it down a little bit. Nice. So when everybody has gotten their balancing half moon, we're going to step the legs wide, but this time toes pointed forward. We're going into a wide-legged forward fold. So we want to keep our spines nice and long. So if we know that we struggle to get there, if we have tight hips and hammies like I do, we might want the block in front of us to reach for. If not, we're going to slowly, well, either way, we're slowly hinging it down, however you need to get there. So slowly forward folding, keeping a micro bend in those knees. Placing our block if we're here to keep nice and long. If we can come down, continuing towards the earth. Keeping nice, long, and tall, opening through the chest. Breathing in, breathing out. So just like the forward folds, hinging from the hips. Breathing in that good earth energy, exhaling and feeling that upper body soften as we hinge forward. On the next inhale, we're going to bend the right knee just a little bit and walk the hands over to the left foot, coming just as far as is needed to start feeling it in that right side body. You feeling it? You can also start feeling it in that left leg. Inhaling, coming back through center and walking it over to the right, putting a bend in that left leg. Watching our shoulders, see if they creeped up towards the ears. Playing with that outside arm, that left arm, if we want to feel more sensation in the left side body. And exhaling, coming back through center. On the next inhale, slowly bringing the hands towards the hips to rest. And inhaling, engaging the glutes and the thighs, keeping that nice straight long spine, coming back up through center. Woo! Taking a moment, let the blood flow, go back down. And when you're ready, bringing those feet, walking them back towards the center. We're gonna work our way down to the mat. And to get there, we're gonna do a little toe stand, nothing crazy, just starting to send the arms out, sinking the hips like we're gonna sit in the chair, and then lifting the heels to sit all the way down. So you can let those heels come up in the back, bringing the knees towards each other, and just balancing on the balls of the feet and the toes, coming into toe stand. Breathing in, bringing the hands to the heart for a couple of breaths. If we want to challenge the balance, we can close the eyes. Whoops. Breathing in and breathing out, letting those shoulders relax away from the ears. And as we exhale, we can release the hands, come down to the mat. Whew. I'm going to take some stretches here to loosen those hips back up, stretch it out. So we're going to come into butterfly pose, bringing the soles of the feet together, letting the legs drop out to the side, bringing the spine nice, long, and tall here. Breathing in, depending on where you want your sensation and how much you want, you can bring the heels closer to the groin or further away. As long as we're keeping a long, tall spine, I'm good with wherever you want to stretch. Breathing in, breathing out. And when we find our exhale, starting to hinge from the waist forward and reaching towards the feet. Stopping just where we feel resistance. So resisting the urge to round the spine right now, and lengthening and opening the heart. Sometimes I like to place the elbows towards the knees to help me stay open in the chest. Breathing in and breathing out. And on the next exhale, you can drop the head. And we'll start to bring the nose to the right shoulder, or towards the right shoulder, not all the way to it. And then back through center, bringing the nose towards the left shoulder. And when we're ready, we are going to round that upper back to feel the shoulder blades separate. So hunching the spine as if we were doing cat pose, feeling those shoulder blades stretch apart. Breathing into this newfound space and exhaling, releasing tension in the shoulders. On the next inhale, slowly straightening out the spine again, coming back up, sitting tall. We'll go ahead and go for a seated forward fold. I feel like we need to work into those hips a little bit more. So you can lift the hips if you'd like by sitting on that block. I get tight hips, so you can sit on the block, or if you want to sit on your rear, you can always put a generous bend in the knees, whatever way you want to get there. Breathing in, sending the arms high up and over, exhaling, hinging from the hips towards the feet. Again, resisting the urge to round that upper back, keeping the heart open. And maybe playing, if we have the flexibility, with walking the feet out. This is where I usually reach for my ankles. Opening the chest. Inhaling, coming up, we can send the legs wide. Let's go ahead and bring right foot into the groin, sending left leg out. Doing some seated head to knee pose, breathing in. And as we exhale, sending those arms over towards the left foot, and keeping the spine nice and long, stopping where we meet the resistance. Making sure our sits bones are rooted to the earth here. Breathing in, breathing out, keeping a micro bend in that left knee. We want to feel the stretching sensations in the muscles, not right at the joint. Breathing in and breathing out. And on the next inhale, rising up, we're going to switch sides. So bring the left foot towards the groin, send the right foot out. Breathing in, send the hands up high. Exhale, folding, hinging at the hips, keeping those sits bones rooted. And you might notice that one side is tighter than the other, and this is perfectly okay. Breathing in and breathing out. Keeping that micro bend in the knee. Feeling the stretching sensation in the legs. There it is. Breathing into any tightness. Exhaling, sending loving energy to those muscles and ligaments. And on the next exhale, go ahead and release. We're going to come up into tabletop. So that is palms planted on the earth, hips over knees, shoulders over elbows, over wrists. Breathing in, dropping the belly, opening the chest for cow. Exhaling, rounding the spine for cat. Doing this 2 more times. Just opening up a little bit of space here. Breathing in one last time, dropping that pelvis, opening the heart, sending the gaze forward with a smile. Exhaling, rounding the spine, dropping the weight of the head, and arching into those shoulders. Coming back through a neutral spine, we're going to bring the hands a little wider than tabletop, so kind of out a little past the shoulders, and we're going to inhale, send the right foot back, curling the toes, kind of getting like a runner's stretch in this leg. So toes on the earth. Yeah, so we're just kind of stretching out those hamstrings there. And then when we're ready, we're going to inhale and send that left knee forward between the hands. So placing it up there. Yep. And if you are already feeling it, you can drop that knee and uncurl the toes in the back. And if we're already feeling it, stay here. This is pigeon pose. If we want to try for more sensation, feel free to walk the left heel towards the right hip point. We're going to really want to start feeling it here in that left glute and thigh stretching out in the piriformis muscle. Breathing in, opening the heart, opening the chest. If we feel good and we want more sensation, you can start to lower towards the earth. If it becomes above a 6 sensation, we want to come back up. So find your spot. Breathing in, breathing out. You can drop the weight of the head here if that feels good. Knowing that each day this pose will feel a little different. There's some days where I can get my forehead all the way down to the earth, and there's some days where I'm all the way upright. This is a restorative pose, so you'll notice we've been holding it a little longer than some of our other poses. It's because poses like pigeon or other restorative or yin type poses are meant to work a little differently, where we really get into those deeper tissues and fascia bundles and areas of muscle. Breathing in, breathing out, sending love to those tight areas. And on the next inhale, we can slowly start to come out. So if our head is on the earth, we can press up through the palms and start to come up. If we've been upright, we can start to lift the hips and send the left foot back. We're going to switch sides, so we're going to take that left foot, curling the toes, just giving those hamstrings and calves a little runner stretch. And then inhaling, walking that right foot up between the palms, or right knee, sorry. If we don't have any hip or knee issues here, if we don't have any knee replacements or any struggles there, we can go ahead and walk the right heel towards the left hip point. Noticing how this side differs from the first side. Inhaling and exhaling, finding your sweet spot wherever that is. Remembering if anything hurts, pinches, pokes, it's a cue from your body to come out of the pose. and breathing out. Maybe we release the weight of the head towards the earth. As we breathe in, feeling the connection of the upper body to the thigh if we're all the way down. Breathing in, breathing out. Feeling the support of the earth underneath you. Breathing in and slowly starting to come out of the pose. Coming up and slowly sending that left foot back. Give it a little stretch again, curling the toes under, stretching out the backs of the thighs and the calves. And when we're ready, we're going to come down to our rear and all the way onto our backs. So sending right leg long and hugging left knee in to the chest. So we're holding our right knee in, or left knee in, I'm sorry, right leg long. Taking the right hand to the right hip point, making sure we're anchored through the earth. Maybe flexing the toes of that right foot. Getting a good stretch, and as we inhale, we're going to send the left leg up towards the sky, interlacing the fingertips behind the left thigh. And flexing, keeping this left foot active. Maybe we play with pointing and flexing the toes. As we exhale, go ahead and release that foot for a moment to the earth, bringing the right foot to the earth, so bending that right knee. We're going to stack left ankle over right knee, so making a triangle shape with our legs. We're coming into thread the needle. So making our little triangle here. We're going to interlace our fingertips behind the right thigh and bring the knee to the nose, that right knee towards the nose. You can use your left arm to keep the left leg out. Either staying here, you're going to really feel the sensation in the left glute and the hamstrings, or you can option to lift the right foot into the earth to intensify or change the stretch. Wherever you feel it most. I tend to feel it most right here with the right leg down. Breathing in and breathing out. Exhaling and releasing that right foot to the earth, setting up for the other side. So send left leg long, hug right knee in, check in with that right hip point, make sure our right leg is anchored to the earth. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale, send that right leg up to the sky, interlacing the fingertips behind the right thigh. Maybe we walk the shoulders under the back body here if that feels good. If there's a little bit of shake in the leg, that's okay. It's letting us know we're working on increasing flexibility and strength. The shake indicates our personal edge. where our body says, this is enough, no further. And respecting that. Inhaling and exhaling, and gently bringing the right foot down. Inhaling, bringing left foot up. So we're going to create our triangle shape by planting the left foot on the earth, and then stacking right ankle over left knee. So we're creating our triangle, setting up for thread the needle. We're going to take the hands, interlacing them behind the left thigh, breathing and starting to bring the left knee towards the nose. Maybe we take our right elbow and send that right leg out a little further to the side. Whatever we need to do to feel the stretch, breathing in and breathing out. Option to kick the right leg up to the sky, changing the stretch. Keeping active feet here, or active right foot. Exhaling and lowering it to the earth. So bringing it all down. We're going to then hug right knee to chest one more time, but this time with our bottom leg with the right leg active, we're going to send that left knee all the way over to the right side. So we're coming into a supine twist here. Keeping the shoulders rooted onto the earth. So sending that right leg over the top of the other. Or up and out like goalpost arms or the goddess arms that we were doing. Whatever feels good to you today. There's days where I can't get goddess arms, especially in this one-legged supine twist. Breathing in and breathing out. Remembering if our body is screaming, if that right leg is screaming, maybe backing off a little bit, maybe not going so deep into the twist. And when we're ready, we're going to switch it to the other side. So coming back through center, we're going to release that right knee, hug left knee in this time. And then send left knee over. Or right knee over, I'm sorry. So doing the opposite side, sending right leg long, or sorry, left leg long, your left leg long. And right leg over, anchoring the shoulders to the earth. And then deciding if we want to add in the arms. Enjoying this moment and this breeze. YouTube, Facebook, if you don't have blocks, you can always take your hand to the outside leg to help that knee come down and maybe release a little bit of tension. Breathing in and breathing out. When we're ready, coming back through center, and releasing it all to the earth. Coming into our final resting pose or Shavasana. Breathing in and breathing out. Placing a hand on the heart and a hand on the belly. Connecting with the breath. Feeling the belly rise on the inhale. And the chest expand, and feeling both fall like ocean waves as we exhale. And we're going to imagine as we breathe that we have a little ball of white light growing in our belly. So as we breathe in, feeling this light expand, and as we breathe out, sending its energy throughout the body. So just kind of taking a few breaths to check that out and see how that feels. And get that image in your mind's eye of a little white light growing inside, expanding throughout the body, sending its energy and love outwards. Feeling it radiate down through the legs to the feet, up into the heart, into the throat, and into the mind. Breathing in and breathing out. Rolling out the wrists and the ankles. Maybe we shake the head yes and no. And when you're ready, bending the knees and rolling over onto the side, and pressing up through a palm and meeting me in a seat. Inhaling and keeping a long spine, exhaling, letting the shoulders down. Thank you all for practicing with me. The light in me honors and acknowledges the light in you. Namaste. Thank you.